And if I have to give this definition of sound, a vibration that travels through the air. But this type of sound commands the room. Come on. You have humility, modest or low view of one's own importance. That means pride cannot exist. Full obedience. Full obedience. 1 Peter 5, 6, and 7 says, therefore humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your cares upon him, for he cares for you. So are you going to give it to him? Or you going to hold on to it? Come on. Proverbs 22, 1 and 4 says, by humility and the fear of the Lord are riches and honor and life. So in our humility, we have a reward. There's victory in humility. Let's take a trip down memory lane. Y'all want to learn something about me. I like to study my word. So, let's take a trip down memory lane. I want to show you the journey of humility that God showed me. That he gave us. So can you hear the submission of Jesus in these scriptures? Mark 4, an account of a disturbing storm witnessed by the disciples and Jesus, awakened from his sleep. Hearing the anguish of the people, he arose and looked into the eyes of the winds and the rain and waves with clarity and says, peace, be still. Now, if you can catch the scenery, I'm asleep in a boat, and y'all want to disturb me with a storm? But Jesus still was humble. But he was awakened from his sleep. I know some of us love our beauty rest, so I'm just saying. John 12. Jesus attends a homegoing service. For a dear friend, Jesus walks into the room. In the service, hearing the mourning and grieving over a loss of a loved one. And in Transfiguration, Jesus says, calling forth Lazarus, come forth. You in a funeral, it's a homegoing. Everyone's grieving, everyone's mourning. The hearts are heavy, the vibes are heavy in the room. The atmosphere is heavy. And instead of him stopping and saying to them, no, don't grieve, don't mourn, he does a miracle. You're going to perform a miracle? Right in the midst of everything? Come on, Jesus. Matthew 8. Early in the morning ministry of Jesus, he descends from the mount where he taught the disciples to fast and pray, where great multitudes had gathered amongst him. One was a leper who cried for deliverance and healing from a contaminating disease in his body. Jesus puts forth his hands and declares out of the man, saying, be thou healed. Now, mind you, these diseases that are going on in the world today are so sensitive. You can't just go up and touch anybody. You don't know what they have. You don't know where they come from. Different countries. Everybody's traveling. You don't know what to expect when you meet someone brand new. But he still was humble and still went to the man and still healed him. Still performed a miracle. Luke 8, another miracle is performed with a woman who has an issue of blood for 12 long years. If you recall, she disrupted the direction of his deliverance and was redirecting his attention to her dilemma. In desperation, she touched the hem of his garment, and when he touched her and he felt it, his response was, who touched me? And reveals that her faith made her whole. Now you're going to interrupt my ministry. Interrupt the work that I'm doing. Come on. And I have to be humble and still do another miracle? Come on. Come on. John 4. We find a woman who was living a life of sin. without sin, cast the first stone. And sent her along her way and said, go and sin no more. He could have judged her. He could have asked her a whole bunch of questions. Who are all of these men? Where'd you find them at? But he just said, you change. And everything be all right. So for him to be an intercessor instead of pouring out judgment. Pride will lead you to be judgmental first. Pride will lead you to condemn first. Now let me show you humility on the cross. Luke 23:24. Luke 23:34. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. In the midst of being beaten and slain, all the whips, all the chains, all the knots, all the beatings and bruises. Father, forgive them. You chose forgiveness. Your humility chose forgiveness. John 19:26-27. Woman, behold thy son, behold thy mother. His response to the concern and entrust for her to be careful. Even while he's being beaten, he's being slain on that cross, he's still putting forth trust into even his most trust servants and saying, take care of my mother while I'm away. It is finished. John 19:30. Submission and in plea to accept the assignment completed in full time for his time to leave. So he knew his assignment. He knew what he had to end and do. He knew what he had to do. He completed the assignment. Luke 23:46. Father, into my hands I commit my spirit. Released himself to ascend in his home to heaven. So he knew what he had done was right in the sight of God. He knew he had followed the instructions of his word. And in my closing, thankful for God for calling me to a place of humility as I was studying before I came here today. I had previously, before this day, had chosen to even convict my own self and call myself unworthy to preach the word of God. But God had spoke to me saying, what am I myself to judge my own self? That I don't match other people. That I don't match the moment Saul in these scriptures and these words. When I felt weak and I felt powerless, he told me I was still anointed. Come on. That he would never take his word away from me. Never take his power away from me. Never take his hand off me. Thank you, Lord. It's still in me. Arise, my daughter. Take your place. So here I stand for all y'all today with humility, saying yes inside